For the time being, the focus of the gender bender movement in the public mind remains the pop business. Pete Burns has been pushing back the gender barrier for at least as long as Boy George and Marilyn. He's now made it onto Top of the Pops, demonstrating once again, perhaps, that for the record-buying public, the image is almost as important as the sound. Burns' personal style is far less cosy and more controversial than that of his chart rivals. Pete lives in Liverpool and developed his look away from the London club scene.
We've been going for 5 years and never pushed the image forward, really. All of a sudden everybody's jumped on it, you know. We're the last to be unearthed for the image thing, and you realise just how superficial but important it really, really is. Before that, it was very unsafe to go, you know, on the street and things. People would try and assault you and things. I mean, I've never actually had any bad incident happen. But there's a lot of near misses, you know. It's constantly living on the edge, really, and of course, getting things as boring as your home. I mean, your neighbours go a bit cocky around you if you're living in a flat and everything. They just expect people who look like this to be into, you know, shagging dogs and things. I don't know who would probably bleep that. And, you know, dancing around fires at midnight naked. People have your average everyday person has a very warped view of what your appearance actually represents. They can't believe that you just are quite a normal everyday person. They think it's all to do with what you do in bed. In one way, I think it's really healthy that men aren't feeling that they've got to live this silly, silly masculine image. I mean, a lot of intelligent people you meet think it's great, but then a lot of real... It's quite hard to explain, but I think a lot of people go the wrong way. A lot of people, I mean, I see maybe out of this movement, if it does grow bigger and bigger and bigger, there'll be a lot of people on the operating table becoming new April Ashleys who didn't really mean to be like that. Because there's always somebody who's got to push it further, you know? I mean, it was someone the other day was talking about some transsexual cabaret artist saying, oh, what a talent. Somebody at a record company saying, what a talent, because they actually think that, you know, the next thing's going to be sex change ops that might be pop stars, because it's like, it's in the middle now, you know, it's men looking like women, so there's got to go one way or the other, it's got to progress. I think if it gets any bigger, then you'll start getting some casualties. I mean, just like in the 60s, you got acid casualties. I think in 1984, if this movement goes, you'll get sex change and hormone casualties, you know.
Are you likely to be one of those, Pete?
I'm a married man. Do not talk about me like that. No, I'm completely secure in what I am, but I don't think there's... I mean, there's obviously people who...
Pete Burns didn't create his image just to sell records, but he's the first to admit that the publicity it brings hasn't hurt the sales figures. And as long as the gender bender issue is under discussion, the music industry will exploit it in whatever way it can.